What is good, Osiris here, stuck in the middle. And I've heard over the last few days, even from people I respect like Tim Pool and others, that there's fatigue talking about the pandemic. This isn't about the pandemic. We are talking about fighting for freedom. There is nothing more important right now. So I spend time with your family, enjoy yourself, have fun over New Year's Eve, and however you want to celebrate. Me, I'm chilling with the fam at home. We're gonna do a little spread. My wife likes to do little nachos and little hors d'oeuvres type stuff, and then do a Sunday dessert. And I'm so old, I'm not even gonna make it for the ball dropping. But take a break if you need to and refuel your energy. This is a marathon. So grab a drink of water, refuel, and let's go. I'm just some random dude in my basement who grabbed a Canon M50 and started talking into a mic. So I'm just doing a little bit to really, I want to be able to tell my kids after this is done, after history judges this moment, that I was on the right side of it. This is too serious. Take a break and jump back in. Do a funny video, do something else. I'll have to do that. Right now, I'm energized. I've been off for a few days, but I'm energized. Things are getting worse. I don't want to hear fake optimism. I am optimistic long term. Long term, I think people will win out, but not without some serious, ugly hardship. And I'm going to get into this. I'm going to end with what this all culminates to. What is happening? It's a complicated topic, but let me just go through some of the things I'm seeing right now, starting with Dr. Fauci. He said in regards to this quarantine, there was an adjustment to change it from 10 to 5 days. I quote, "There is the danger that there will be so many people who are being isolated, who are asymptomatic for the full 10 days, that you could have a major negative impact on our ability to keep society running." So the decision was made of saying, let's get that cut in half. Here's the problem I have with this. Couple problems. One, it seems like the 10 days was just arbitrary. And I guess the two problems I have are connected. Number two, the decision about it hurting society as far as society running. This is business wise. I don't know why he's afraid to say that. This is about money and business and our economy, because Donald Trump had said that. Dr. Fauci should have nothing to do with that. So what should really happen is Dr. Fauci should say, I'm the doctor, I'm the science. I say it scientifically. Here's the data. Here's what it is. It's got to be 10 days. And then Biden would come in and say, or whoever, the Congress, it should go through legislation. We're 2 years into this. There should be laws or whatever passed to say, hey, we're changing it. We're changing the recommendation, or even if it's not a law, it's just a recommendation. And Biden will say, the health officials said 10 days. I want that on the record. I changed it to 5. That was on me. I'm changing because it's under the executive branch, NIH, NIAID, all under the executive branch. And Biden would say, hey, I'm changing it to 5 because we have to keep in mind the economy that has other ramifications. And then I changed it to 5. Here's what Dr. Fauci says. If I change it to 5 days, how the modeling changes. That's what should happen. This is the danger of doing executive powers. You have one man making all these decisions. Congress isn't getting involved. We've got the judicial branch a little bit in here that will be coming in. But that you give one man all that power, he just defers to another man. And now we have our first monarch in America, the closest thing ever. I know he's not everything, but who's behind the thought of firing people from their jobs who did nothing wrong, innocent people? He is. That's a king move. That's a move from a monarch. Joe Biden, again deferring to Fauci, says if his medical team advises it, he'll issue domestic travel v requirements. If your medical team advises it, your medical team can advise whatever the hell they want. I'll have the final say on the executive order. And I'm not for executive orders, but that's how it should work. He's just deferring to the medical team. The medical team means Fauci. There's no doctor in this country that has power anywhere close to that man. We're going to get back to that travel potential, not done, potential travel ban. Shouldn't even be discussed. And then Raheem Kassam said, I'm old enough to remember when the left media and politicians freaked out over Trump suspending travel from China, but now Fauci and Biden want to stop Americans traveling inside their own country, and everyone's like, oh, this is totally normal. People were just upset at Trump for banning travel from China. Now they're thinking about banning Americans innocent within the country, and there's no problem with it. Let's go to Austria. Austrian here from Twitter. Austrian here. Since November, the Unvied have been under house arrest ordered by the government. We're only allowed to go out to buy groceries and toiletries. No other items. That doesn't scare you? Even if the V's were a perfect solution, does that make any damn sense? We're beyond arguing whether this is over health or not. The government, I want to make sure I'm clear so YouTube knows I'm clear and everybody else. I am referring to the government response to the pandemic. I'm not getting into any medicine. This discussion doesn't have to, for me, doesn't even have to bring up medicine. I'll go do that on Locals if I want to. I'm not bringing that up here. The government response has nothing to do with health, period. All around the globe. Only allowed to buy groceries and toiletry? They're 1 inch away from Noam Chomsky. Everything else is forbidden. The V can roam free. Just in today, December 30th, earlier today, Italy is banning the Unvied from trains, planes, buses, ships, hotels, ski lifts, outdoor restaurants, recreational outdoor activities, swimming pools, and more. If you told someone this 1 year ago, you would be called a crazy conspiracy theorist. And we're here. In DC, Boston, New Orleans, LA, New York, proof of the V is required at restaurants and bars. And even if you're a kid, we're going to ask you for your papers and kick you out. I thought the police weren't enforcing this thing. Now they're coming under it under a trespassing. The police are enforcing it, basically. We know Biden tried to fire people who don't comply, right? This is where the judicial branch is stepping in. And boy, if that judicial branch doesn't step in and step in hard, we are on a thread right now to very dangerous moments. If that executive order is upheld, we are holding up an elephant with a piece of thread. All of this happening, and Nancy Pelosi and her husband are buying millions of dollars. This is new. This isn't the old stuff. They're still doing it while they're trying to fire innocent citizens. These are the call options that they're buying. Call options are serious investments. You only buy call options if you are the utmost confident, because if they go to zero, you lose everything. But if they go up, you make multiples upon multiples. Dr. Robert Malone was banned from Twitter. Caitlin Johnstone from the left, she is a true populist on the left, said Silicon Valley should not restrict public discourse about pandemic measures which affect everyone. Government-tied oligarchic megacorporations are among the very last institutions who should be in charge of worldwide political discourse. That's pretty simple to understand, right? So when you cut off when you cut off communications, you cut off the ability potentially for people to travel. I think if you cancel the domestic plane travel, the next step is to cut off state-to-state travel. That's the next chess move after the chess move. The 10 stages of genocide. A lot of these are going to sound familiar with what I talked about and everything that's happening. Classification, people are divided into us and them. Symbolization, people are forced to identify themselves. Discrimination, people begin to face systemic discrimination. Dehumanization, people equated with animals, vermin, or diseases. 5, organization, the government creates specific groups, police, military, to enforce the policies. I'm going to do another video on this, but Bringing in the National Guard to help at hospitals, that's not the win you think it might be. That's not a help you think it might be. It's a poison pill wrapped up in the package of, oh, we've got to help people, so we're going to bring in the National Guard. That is an escalation in Group 5 here, Stage 5. Stage 6, polarization. The government broadcasts propaganda to turn the populace against the group. Are you listening right now? This is the 10 stages of genocide. And they all sound familiar, like we're living it now. Preparation, official action to remove, relocate people. 8, persecution, beginning of murders, theft of property, trial, massacres. 8, extermination, wholesale elimination of the group. It is not extermination and not murder because the people are not considered human. Stage 10, denial. The government denies that it has committed any crime. These stages are not in order. They can happen at any time. So we've already seen stage 10. We've seen stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've seen pieces of almost all of them. And I'm worried about the ones we haven't seen yet. Are we on that way? Are we on that path? I'm optimistic and I'm pumped up. Let's go. Let's bond together. Let's spread the word in a peaceful way that this isn't about health. So if it's not, then we've got to control this monster. Let me know what you think. Take care.